guys, it's Tori, and today I'm going to be doing the end of the year book tag. Apparently it's tag week because if you haven't watched it, I did do the unpopular opinions book tag earlier this week, and I just really wanted to do this tag. I did that tag because I was tagged by Emily from Novel Novels. This tag I just really want to do before it's actually like the end of the year, and I feel like November is kind of like the last chance you get to do this tag. So we're going to do it. This tag was created by Ariel over at Ariel Bissett, so I will link her channel down below if you're interested. If I can find an original video by her, I will link that. But I really like this tag. I've been seeing it go around again this year, and I was like, I just really want to do it because I think it's just fun to think about your goals for the rest of the year, for the last few months of the year, before it's the next year and you have a whole new set of goals to work with. So let's get into the questions. The first question is, do you have a book that you have started this year that you still need to finish before the end of the year? And for that, I'm going to go with The Way We Live Now by Anthony Trollope. I am so close to finishing this. Like, I have just a little over 100 pages left, listening to it on an audiobook. This is when I'm filming this, so by the time this goes up, hopefully I'll be done with this actually. But as of right now, this is one I still need to finish, and I am still loving it, so I don't think it will be a problem at all to finish it well before the end of the year. So the second question is, do you have an autumnal read to transition you into the end of the year? So it is November. I feel like the autumnal season is well on its way. At this point, I've read autumnal reads that have transitioned me into the end of the year. I think Ariel Bissett usually does this in September, so this question would make more sense at that point, I think. But doing it in November, I will say I feel like Victober just transitions me well into the end of the year. Like, all of the Victorian literature gives me so many autumnal vibes. I am currently still reading A Pair of Blue Eyes by Thomas Hardy, which is a Victorian novel, and that's still giving me autumnal vibes, so we'll count that as far as books I haven't finished yet. But really, yeah, just Victober in general does that for me. Question 3, is there a release that still has yet to come out this year that you're excited for? And as of the time I'm filming this, Rhythm of War is not out yet. However, I think by the time I put this up, it will be almost out or already out. So either way, at this point, I'm really excited for Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson, the 4th book in the, whoa, wow, a flock of birds just flew past my window and it was kind of crazy. Anyway, it is the 4th book in the Stormlight Archive series, and I'm really excited to get to it. So anyway, seriously, this flock of birds is just flying all over the place. And if you don't know this about me, I have a bird phobia. I have a phobia of birds. I had a traumatic experience as a child, and it really affected me. Actually, I had this traumatic experience with my brother, tangent time, had this traumatic experience with my brother, and for years I was just terrified of birds because of it, and just was my life. Come to find out, recently, it's been like 15 years probably since this happened, and apparently he was just as traumatized, and he's like, yeah, I'm afraid of birds ever since that time we like had that situation. And I was like, oh my gosh, me too. So kind of funny. But yeah, so I have a bird phobia, and man, I wouldn't even be able to go outside right now because there are so many birds just flying around our apartment complex. Anyway, back to the questions. Yeah, so I'm excited for Rhythm of War. That's my answer to this question. Moving on to question 4. What are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? So I have 3 books that I'm going to discuss. The first one being The Hunchback of Notre by Victor Hugo. I really need to get to this. I love Les Mis by Victor Hugo. I really enjoy both the Disney movie of this, which obviously has been Disneyfied, so it's probably very different. In fact, I've seen the stage musical of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and that in and of itself is so different from the Disney movie. So I'd assume that that stage musical is closer to what this is like, and I really liked it. So I feel like I have a high chance of really enjoying this, but we'll see. I'm going to listen to it on audiobook, and I'm really excited to finally get to it. Next I have here The Lost Queen by Signe Pike. I think I'm going to read this once I finish A Pair of Blue Eyes by Thomas Hardy. I just really feel like I'm in the mood for it. Plus, the Tome Topple readathon is going on towards the end of this month, and even though I'm trying to relax on reading this month because of just all the school stuff I have to get done, I feel like it can at least complete A Pair of Blue Eyes and this. And this is over 500 pages, so it works for the Tome Topple, and so I decided I want to get to it hopefully by the end of November. And as far as reading goals go, I still have yet to read my last William Shakespeare play of the year, and for that I'm going with Julius Caesar. This is my complete works of Shakespeare, but I'm going to be listening to / reading along with the play Julius Caesar before the end of the year at some point. I usually do that in like an afternoon when I go through a Shakespeare play just because I can. Sometimes I'll take little breaks in between, but most of the time I try to do it in one day, and so I'll probably try to do that with Julius Caesar, but I really need to get to that so I can complete my goals, my reading goals for the year, because that's, I think, the only thing I need to read to reach that goal. So anyway, question 5 is there a book that you think might surprise you and become a favorite of the year? And I feel like there's definitely a chance for all of them to do that, all of the 3 I just mentioned. I'm going to specify The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I really think this has potential to surprise me by becoming a favorite of the year, simply because I really don't know what to expect from this. I really hope I like it and I want to, but I've heard so many mixed things about it that I'm a little wary of it, but I feel like it does still have potential to surprise me by becoming a favorite of the year, but I also wouldn't be surprised if I didn't love it as much as I hoped to, if that makes sense. So we'll see, but I'm going to have that be my answer for that question. And the final question, this is a pretty short tag, which I kind of like, but the final question is, do you already have reading plans set for 2021? And yes, I do. I started making goals in like August because I came up with some really awesome goals that I'm really excited about. I've kind of added to them a little bit as the time has gone on, so I'm not like solidified completely in those goals, but pretty much I already have them planned out and I'm really excited about all of them. So anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below your answers to some of these questions, if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts were on them. Also, if you want to do this tag and you feel like you'll have enough time to do it before the end of the year, feel free to go ahead and do it. Consider yourself tagged. I was going to tag some people, but I just feel like it's late enough in the year that some people just might not have time to get around to it, and it's you have to do this tag within a certain time period. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!